A good day, my dear students. In the last class, we had just started with the circulatory system, the beginning part of it, and I said a group of organs forms the organ system, and a group of organ system forms the organisms. Now, in a human being, we have different organ systems like respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, and reproductive system, endocrine gland system. These are the 5 main nervous system, most important. Now, these are the 5 to 6 different vital organ system besides skeletal system, etc. in the body. Now, first regarding the animal physiology, the first part of it is your circulatory system, because you have already learned about the respiratory system in class 9. Now, what I said in the last class is, I said why do we need a circulatory system and what is the function of circulatory system as well as the blood. I had combined together. If you see the PowerPoint, go back to the PowerPoint. I had said why do we need circulatory system and what is the function of the blood. Now, the blood, okay, the main medium of circulation, its function is, okay, otherwise the need for having a circulatory system is, it enables, it enhances, it supports the digestive system, excretory system, respiratory system, and so many other functions in the body, okay, that is distribution of your hormones, enzymes, proteins, etc., the digested food substances, etc. So, ultimately it is the blood who is doing the transporting, and blood is part of your circulatory system. So, automatically the function of the blood is indirectly is the function of the circulatory system, and then we have the answer why we need the circulatory system. Okay? We need the circulatory system to repeat for transportation of the digested food substances, for transportation of oxygen that we breathe into different parts of the body, bringing the carbon dioxide from different cells back to the lungs and then to outside. Then you have, the nitrogenous waste, the unwanted substances to be removed from our body, the excess of water, excess of glucose, excess of nitrogenous waste, etc., in the form of urine through excretory system. Okay? And likewise, you have a number of functions that is in the book. I have put it in the PowerPoint. Please go through that. Then we went about the 3 main type of fluids present in the body. You have 3 main types of fluid. One is the prime fluid is your blood, which we are going to learn about. Then you have the tissue fluid. Then there is one more fluid called lymph. Okay, these are the 3 types of fluid present in the body. Right now we will learn a little bit. I said in the PowerPoint about the lymph, what is lymph, but in detail I will teach you at the end of the chapter, because once you understand what is circulation, blood, etc., blood vessel, you will be able to understand the functions of blood, etc., you will be able to understand what is lymph. Then you have a tissue, a fluid, trochlate fluid present between the tissues called the tissue fluid. So, these are the 3 different types of fluid present in the human body. Then we learned about the characteristics of blood, that is the color of the blood is, it is bright red when taken out from the artery, and it is dark red when taken out from the vein, okay, and the pH value is, it is 7, okay, 7, and then it's more of alkaline in nature and it tastes salty, and it is blood is never stationary. The day the blood becomes stationary, we are dead and gone. So, the blood is always in constant motion in our body. When does the blood become stationary? Is when we die, when we breathe last, automatically the circulatory system, the heart does not pump the blood, it all stands still, it remains stable and stands still. So, otherwise, as long as we are alive, till we breathe our last, from womb to tomb, okay, from the time we are in the womb of the mother till death, till we breathe last, okay, the blood is always in continuous motion within our system. So, now that is about the characteristics of the blood. Then coming to composition of blood. Now, I said in the last class, the PowerPoint, I am little bit repeating it, because since you expressed a blackboard presentation, I am repeating this. I have said already, go through the PowerPoint. The blood, composition of blood is, it contains 2 main components. One is the plasma, the other one is blood corpuscles or cellular element or blood cells. Okay. Now, the plasma contains, it's a liquid part of the blood, the fluid part of the blood, and the blood cellular element is the cellular part of the blood or the blood cells and the words. The plasma is 55 to 60%, okay, whereas the blood cells is your 40 to 45% is your blood cells. Now, what does the plasma contain? The plasma contains 90 to 92% of water, different type of proteins like fibrinogen, globulin, etc. Then you have inorganic salts, hormones, okay, those are the composition of your plasma. Coming to the blood cells, you have your 40 to 45% of the total blood contains your blood cells, and they are your RBC, WBC and blood platelets, and we will deal that later, okay. Now, coming to the cellular element, in the last class I had dealt about your RBC. I said the RBC, the shape of the RBC is it's biconcave in nature. It's the center it is flat, disc like structure. At the periphery it is round and thick. That is the shape of your RBC. And the size is it is about 7 micron. I told in the last class 1 micron is equal to 1 by 1000 millimeter measured in a scale. So, it is 7 micron is the size, and number is that in female it is 4.5 million per cubic millimeter. In male it is just a reverse 5.4 million per cubic millimeter. That is about the number. And coming to your lifespan, the lifespan of RBC is 120 days. And where is it produced? It is produced in the long bones of your, the legs, your hands, as well as the rib, the breastbone, the girdle bone, etc. and all the bone marrow of the long bones. And whereas in case of children, it is produced in all the long bones. That is the source. Coming to function, okay, the function of blood is, I will talk little bit hemoglobin separately, okay, I am recapping the whole thing since you asked me the blackboard presentation. Now, coming to function, it has two main functions, children. Number one, it carries the oxygen from lungs to different parts of your body. Two, it carries the carbon dioxide after, you remember in the respiration we had learned about the cellular respiration in class 9. In plant you learned the respiration, in animal also you learned the respiration, and there is a thing called cellular respiration, that is oxidation of glucose, which gives rise to carbon dioxide, ATP, etc. Now, so that carbon dioxide produced by the mitochondria from each cell is brought back through the blood to the heart and we breathe out, okay. So, this is the main function of your RBC. Next question, why do blood look red? Just because. And why, first of all, let me tell you why RBC is called red blood cells or erythrocytes. Red and erythro same, cells and cytes are same. So, you have the erythrocytes are red blood cells. It is red in color due to the presence of a pigment called hemoglobin, okay. Now, in the hemoglobin, I am not writing it on the blackboard in details because I already have it in your PowerPoint. Now, the hemoglobin, there is spongy like area present in the RBC, okay, spongy like area present in the RBC, in which you have a pigment called hemoglobin is present. Now, what does hemoglobin consist of? The hemoglobin is composed of an iron containing pigment called hemin, globulin, a protein part of the hemoglobin. So, it contains two parts, the pigment part and protein part. The pigment part is your hemin and the protein part is your globulin, okay, globin. So, that is your hemoglobin. Now, it is the hemin part, the pigment containing part, which gives red coloration to the blood, okay. And it is this hemoglobin which loosely combines with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. It is a hemoglobin which combines loosely with the carbon dioxide to form carboxyhemoglobin, which is being transported from lungs to different parts of the body and from different parts of the body back to lungs and to the atmosphere. Now that's about the hemoglobin. Okay children, remember in the examination they will ask you, name the iron containing part of the hemoglobin is your hemin. They will ask you, name the pigment containing part, that is your hemin. Name the globulin, the protein part of the hemoglobin, that is your globulin. Name the pigment present in RBC hemoglobin. Okay, so that's it. And the mineral iron present in chlorophyll is your magnesium, whereas here it is iron. Okay, that's about your, then I talked about the carbon monoxide poisoning too. Okay, just go through the PowerPoint, and that's about the RBC. Now we go to the WBC. Now WBC is otherwise called white blood cells. In the last class I had just told you few points in general about the WBC, the number, etc. Now just let me get back to you. Okay, the number of WBC is 4000 to 8000 cubic millimeter. I said mentioning cubic is very important, because when you under the microscope, when you go to count the blood count, you are not going to count the blood on the entire slide. So, so we are counting how many blood cells are present in one square. So because of that, it's always counted as cubic millimeter, not just if you write only the number not mentioning about the cubic millimeter, you will not get marks. So thus you have the WBC is 4000 to 8000 cubic millimeter blood present in human being. Now let's go to the next point. WBC is not just like RBC, a single set of cell. RBC, coming to WBC, I said the number, in the last class I have just given you the general characteristics of WBC. You just go through the PowerPoint. The number of WBC is 4000 to 8000 per cubic millimeter. Okay. Now again the WBCs are of two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Now the granulocytes are your neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Okay. And remember, look at the neutro, eosino and baso. Okay. Now neutral, eosino, acidic. Okay. Now this refers to a dye called eosin. Okay. An acidic dye called eosin. This refers to a basic dye called baso. This refers to a basic dye called baso, and this refers to, no, it's not baso, it's a dye, but a basic dye. Okay, but here they have directly mentioned the name of the dye. Okay, here you have, it has an affinity towards a basic dye. This has an affinity towards an acidic dye. This has an affinity towards a neutral dye, meaning. Okay, first let me tell you what is granulocytes. I told you the WBCs are of two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Okay. Now the granulocytes have got further three types, that is your neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Okay. Point number 2. Similarly, agranulocytes have got two types, that is your lymphocytes and monocytes. Okay. Point number 3. Now coming back to this granulocytes, it is called granulocytes because the granulocytes, these three, neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil, they have in the cytoplasm granular like structure. They have in the cytoplasm granular like structure. Okay. So because of that it is called granulocytes. Because of that it is called granulocytes. Okay. Whereas here, okay, these, they are called agranulocytes. You will see there is no granular like structure present. You will see there is no granular like structure present. So because of that it is called agranulocytes. Okay. So now you know why it is called granulocytes, why it is called agranulocytes. It is called granulocytes because the cytoplasm you have granular like structure. It is called agranulocytes because it has no granular like structure, agranulocytes. Okay. Now coming to this neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Now neutrophils. Now neutrophils, it has an affinity towards neutral dye. Eosinophils, it has an affinity towards acidic dye. Basophils, it has an affinity towards basic dye. okay. Meaning, suppose I take a blood and put it here, keep under the microscope, I put an acidic dye, only the eosinophil will stain, the others will not be seen, only I can see, okay, an orange color, only the eosinophils. Similarly, which means you can count how many are in that square. Similarly, suppose I take a neutral dye which is neither acidic nor basic, I am putting in that slide, only the neutrophils we can count, the others will not be seen, okay, and which means others will not have that particular color. Similarly, basic dyes, if I take a basic dyes and put there, it will have its own color, blue color or something like that. I can, with that I know it is this many basophils, this many azidophils, this many neutrophils, okay. Now that is about your neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils, the nature, the basic nature. Now 62% of your WBC is composed of neutrophils. Remember children, 62% of your WBC is composed of your neutrophils. Now what is its source, where is it produced? It is produced, mostly the blood cells are produced in bone marrow, okay. The function of bone marrow is to produce blood cells. Liver and spleen also produce blood cells, but the bone marrow, you know, I told you in the last class what is bone marrow. In the bone you have a hollow like a thing, usme lal cheech ka hai, that produces the blood, okay. So the bone marrow is a source of production of this one, and the number is your 62% of your total WBC contains your neutrophils. And what is its shape and size? Okay, the shape especially, it contains, what's the structure, not shape and size, structure. The structure is, okay, see, remember children, generally WBC is amoeboid in shape, okay. Amoeboid matlab, you know amoeba? So this is the general shape, okay. So it is amoeboid, it does not have definite shape, just like amoeba, it is amoebic in nature, amoeboid like shape it has. And the nucleus, it has got 3 lobed nucleus, remember 1, 2, 3. So it is a tri-lobed nucleus. So you will identify, so when the cells, when you put this one neutral dye, all the neutrophils will have 3-lobed nucleus, okay. The next one is your eosinophils, it is bi-lobed nucleus. Function, the function is phagocytosis. I will teach you what is phagocytosis at the end of the class, okay, at the end of this WBC. So the function is phagocytosis. Similarly, coming to eosinophils, 2 to 3% of the total WBC is composed of your eosinophils. It increases the allergy, okay, and it secretes antitoxin. Remember children, it secretes antitoxin, and this also engulfs bacteria, meaning phagocytosis. So generally WBC function is phagocytosis, it protects the body, and that it is engulfs bacteria or the phagocytosis, and it is also produced in bone marrow, okay. And coming to basophils, 0 to 4%, okay, around to 4% of the total is your basophils, okay, and it produced in bone marrow and it releases histamine. They will ask you to differentiate between histamine, histone and heparin, okay. Remember, histone is the component of your nucleosome. Heparin, I will tell you what is heparin, is a protein present in the blood which prevents the blood clotting within the blood vessel. Remember, heparin is a protein present in the blood vessels which prevents the blood clotting inside the blood vessel. Whereas histamine enhances your, where is it? The histamine, it is here. It releases histamine, a protein called a histamine, which dilates the blood vessels at the time of injury or infection, and that is how it helps to swelling. So whenever you have inflammation or swelling or reddish etc., at that time you have this histamine being released, which enables the blood vessels to dilate, okay. So thus remember, the function of histamine is to help to the blood vessels to dilate. The function of heparin is it prevents blood clotting within the blood vessel, whereas histone is your protein present in nucleosome of the chromosomes. In the exam they will ask you differentiate heparin and histamine, or histamine and histone, or heparin and histone. So, you should know each functions distinctly to answer to that questions. I repeat, heparin prevents blood clotting inside the blood vessel. Histamine helps the blood vessels to dilate. Now, that plays an important role when at the time of injury, when the blood has to reach at the site of injury to protect you. I will teach in details there. Then, so WBC, the A granulocytes have got neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. 62% of your neutrophils of WBC is composed of your neutrophils, and its source is it is produced in bone marrow, and the function is phagocytosis. That much only. Eosinophil, 2 to 3% of the WBC is eosinophil. It increases the allergy or secretes antitoxin. It engulfs bacteria and it is produced in bone marrow, which means phagocytosis is a function. The source is same, function is same, only the percentage is 62 here, it is 2 to 3%. Besides that, it increases the allergy. Basically, it is protecting your body, that is soldiers of your body. Then basophils, 0 to 4%, it releases, the source is same, okay. Here, the function is not phagocytosis, instead it releases a protein called histamine, which dilates the blood vessels and helps in the inflammation, okay. These two phagocytosis, these two inflammation function, the inflammation of the function is carried out by your basophils. So, that is about your A granulocytes, that is about your granulocytes of your WBC. Coming to A granulocytes, so we now go to the A granulocytes. Now, A granulocytes have got lymphocytes and monocytes, okay. Remember, the granulocytes have got neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils, and A granulocytes have got lymphocytes and monocytes. Now, why it is called A granulocytes? It is called A granulocytes because you see the different children here, sir will take a close view of the photograph. Here you have the granular, here there is no granular, it is just plain. So, because of that it is called A granular. A matlab no. A granulocytes, cytes matlab cell, granular matlab granular like structure, grain like dotted like appearance, grain like structure, A matlab no. So, here in these cells there is no granular like structure, granular like structure, whereas here you have the granular like structure. So, it is called granulocytes and A granulocytes, okay. Now, the 30% of the lymphocytes comprises your WBC, which means the 30% of the total WBC is made up of your lymphocytes. That is a number. And coming to this one, what is its function? I will tell little bit details about its function. Its function is to produce antibody, okay. And you have your, where is it produced? I mean the lymphocytes of the WBC is produced from bone marrow, the source, जहाँ पे वो तैयारी होता है, bone marrow and lymph glands. Now, let me tell you a little bit about your these lymphocytes. Now, lymphocytes have got two type of cells. One is B cells, the other one is T cells. Let me tell you a little bit about the lymphocytes. Remember children, the A granulocytes contains two type of cells, lymphocytes and monocytes, okay. And the lymphocytes, the 30% of the lymphocytes comprises your WBC, which means WBC, the WBC 30% is this lymphocytes, made up of this, this lymphocytes makes the 30% of the total WBC. It is produced in bone marrow, mostly RBC, WBC, blood platelets, all the blood cells. The source of production is जहाँ पे उन लोग तैयारी हो रहा है वही रेड बोन मैरो, मतलब बोन का अंदर में रेड कलर सब्सटेंस है, वहाँ पे लोग सेल्स आर प्रोड्यूस्ड, वहाँ से आके ब्लड में हम लोग ज्वाइन कर रहा है, ओके. सो दैट इज द सोर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन ऑफ योर ऑल द mostly all the blood cells. Then what is its functions? Antibody. Now let me tell you, these lymphocytes have got two type of cells. One is B cell, the other one is T cell. Okay. The B cells of the lymphocytes produces antibody, whereas the T cells of the lymphocytes they help in phagocytosis. They directly engulf, ingest. Ingest matlab you put it in your mouth and swallow it out. Okay. So, just like that the T cells helps in the phagocytosis, but the B cells of the lymphocytes produces the antibody as well as mainly antibody and thus fights against the foreign body. Okay. Now, that is about, and the nucleus you see it is a single large and they have got a single large nucleus, whereas here you see they have a trilobe, here it is bilobed, it is indistinctly bilobed, मतलब थोड़ा सा bilobed है लेकिन clearly bilobed structure नहीं दिखाई दे रहा. That's it. Then you coming to your monocytes. Monocytes is your kidney shaped, single but kidney shaped. There is no granular, so it's called, it comes under agranulocytes, and here it's large spherically indented nucleus, whereas it's a kidney shaped nucleus. It's also produced in bone marrow and it is ingests the germs, directly it ingests, meaning phagocytosis. 5 to 5.3% of the total WBC it comprises. So, monocytes comprises 5.3% of the total WBC. Now, that is about the detail of WBC. So, that is to sum up, WBCs are of two types, agranulocytes and granulocytes. Agranulocytes, it is called agranulocytes because it has no granular like structure. Granulocytes is called as granulocytes because of that it has good granular like structure. Further, the granulocytes are of three types: neutrophils, eosinophils, eosinophils and basophils. Neutrophils because it dyes, which means it has an affinity towards a neutral dye. Dye is nothing but, children, dye is a kind of a stain, okay, stain. Just like you know, your ujala is the blue dye. जब उजाला पानी में डालेंगे तो आपको सफ़ेद वाला कपड़ा में डालेंगे तो आपको अच्छा से a bluish nice whitish color मिल जाता है. Or suppose if you put any white, any orange dye, the color of white saree becomes orange. Okay, so now that is dye. So dye is not, that is that which gives coloration. So the neutral dye, neutrophil is a, it has an affinity towards a neutral dye. Okay, and I told you it's how much it is present, what is its function, where is it produced, and it is a trilobed nucleus and it has good granular. Eosinophils dyes towards, I mean stains matlab it catches the color. So the eosinophils, a group of WBC which catches the color of the eosin dye is called eosinophil. And I told you its function, it increases allergy and secretes antitoxin, and phagocytosis is also its function. Then it is produced in bone marrow. Then I talked about your another basophils which has an affinity towards basic dye. Remember, dye matlab the one that has kind of a color, and which, so this group of WBC gets the coloration of the basic dye. Okay. So, that is it, and 0 to 4% releases histamine. I told you to differentiate between histamine, heparin and histone, all starting with H. Histamine helps the blood vessels to dilate at the time of infection, especially when the body gets swollen. Suppose कुछ यहाँ पे something bit you, कुछ चाप दिया, तुरंत यहाँ पे फूल जाता है. Now क्यों फूल जाता है? Because the blood vessels go to dilated. उसको कौन help किया? This histamine. So the function of histamine is to help the blood vessels to get broadened. That's it. Then agranulocytes, because there are no granular like structure in the cytoplasm and its nucleus is large, single large nucleus. 30% of the total WBC comprises your lymphocytes. It produces antibodies and it produces antibodies, and I talked about your B cells and T cells. Then it is produced in bone marrow and lymph glands. Then you have the kidney shaped nucleus. 5 to 5.3% of the total WBC is made up of your monocytes. Phagocytosis is its function and it is produced in bone marrow. Now let me tell you in general about your functions. It has three main functions. Already I have told you. Throughout we have seen here it increases allergy, phagocytosis, produces antibody. Okay, and you have the histamine which helps in the inflammation or dilating the blood vessels. Now to sum up here, The WBC has got three main functions. Number one, phagocytosis. Number two, inflammation. Number three, formation of antibody. All three we have mentioned at different places. I said the lymphocytes produces antibody. Your neutrophils, basophils are responsible for your phagocytosis, okay, including this, whereas here basophil releases histamine which helps in the inflammation. So, we have learned individually the function, but to sum up as a whole, what are they? Nothing but WBC. So, to generalize their function, phagocytosis, inflammation and formation of antibody. Now, what is phagocytosis? Phago matlab engulf. Kisko engulf? Cytosis, the cell. Cytosis matlab killing of cell, matlab by and digestion of cell by engulfing. Engulfing matlab swallowing. You know, when you are in a hurry coming to school, in a hurry you are making laddu of the rice and put it in the mouth, you are just swallowing it out. Okay. Now that is called engulfing. You are engulfing the food in a hurry, swallowing the food in a hurry. How does it happen? We said the shape of your WBC is amoeboid in nature. So, the WBC which is in amoeboid in nature, okay, amoeboid in nature, what it does is, it forms, suppose let us take Mycobacterium tuberculosis. In class 9 I told you it is a bacteria which causes TB, or let us take you have the COVID-19 virus. Suppose if it has come into your system, now suppose the virus, COVID-19 virus is here, or Mycobacterium tuberculosis, a bacteria which causes TB is here. Now, the moment is our WBC, be it neutrophil, be it eosinophil, okay, and be it lymphocyte produces antibody, be it monocytes, what they do? They produce a false leg-like structure called pseudopodia, okay. It goes on extending, finally it closes. Now, who is caught inside? Now, this will get moved. So, automatically it is being trapped inside. Immediately the WBC will produce all antitoxin, antibody, etc. and will digest the foreign body and kill the foreign body, and that is called phagocytosis. Okay. The engulfing of the process of engulfing of the foreign body is called phagocytosis by the production of your pseudopodia. Pseudo matlab false, podia matlab legs. Okay. Is called your phagocytosis. Inflammation. Often suppose you know you are running, suddenly one wasp bit you. Wasp, you know, one honeybee bit you. What happens? Immediately it swells. Now how? Because the honeybee bit you, one antitoxin, okay, and a poison has got in. Immediately the body recognizes, the message goes to your circulatory system, especially to the WBC, and the blood vessel, a lot of blood flows to this area. I repeat children, suppose we got a bite here. You will see after 10-15 minutes it is swelling. How does that swelling taking place? The inflammation is called swelling. How does that take place? Now it takes place how? As soon as you get a bite, you know, you immediately the blood flows into that area of infection. Body recognizes, immediately it gives a command. The body gives a command, us jagah mein kuch ho gaya, turant it is like a soldiers. So it gives a command, the brain gives a command, you go and protect your body in that place. So the blood, there is a great flow of blood to that. So the blood vessels in that area gets broadened. And who helps to broaden? Dilate your histamine, produced by whom? Basophil. So the histamine produced by the basophil of the WBC helps to dilate, and all the blood cells, WBC comes here. So because there is so much of blood vessels, so much of WBC to fight against this foreign body which is causing infection, it gets swollen. And so it is actually, it is swelling, it gives us pain, but in fact अंदर अंदर में वहाँ पे काम चल रहा है to protect our body. So that is called inflammation. So I repeat, inflammation is nothing but a swelling caused by dilation of blood vessel which enables lot of WBCs to come into the site of injury. Coming to formation of antibody, I told you already the B cells of lymphocytes produces antibody. Now what is antibody and antitoxin? Remember children, toxin is nothing but the poison released by the foreign body, and you have the WBC to respond to it. The WBC produces antibody. So, the antibody produced to fight that toxin is called your antitoxin. So, the antibody at the end turns into an antitoxin, that is it. And the lifespan of your WBC is 2 weeks, but neutrophils is the major cell, because it contains 62% of the total cell list, WBC is comprised your neutrophil. So, the neutrophils lifespan is just a few hours because they are in constant war with the foreign body that is entering into our system. So, that is about the WBC, children. It is very important to understand. We have finished RBC, we have finished WBC. WBC I said you have 2 main category, granulocytes, remember, and A granulocytes. Granulocytes have got 1, 2 and 3, that is your neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil, and I told you in detail neutrophils contains your 62% and it is produced in bone marrow and function is phagocytosis, and it has got 3-lobed nucleus, and eosinophil 2 to 3%, and it is produced in bone marrow and its function is increases allergy and secretes antitoxin and phagocytosis. Okay. And basophil I said 0 to 4% and it is produced in bone marrow and it releases histamine which helps to dilate the blood vessels, and it is indistinct bilobed nucleus, whereas this is clearly distinct bilobed nucleus, it is a trilobed nucleus and it has granule, all of them. And I told you why it is called neutrophil, why it is called eosinophil, why it is called basophils. Then we came to A granulocytes. I said why it is called A, no granular cells with no granule is called your A granulocytes. It has got 2 types, lymphocytes and monocytes. And I said 30% of the total is your lymphocytes. It produces antibody and it is produced in the source of its formation is your bone marrow and lymph glands. Similarly, I said about this too. Now we go to your blood platelets. Very interesting. Blood platelets, very easy. Now blood platelet, RBC is called erythrocytes, WBC is called leukocytes, and blood platelets is called your thrombocytes. Remember children, it is also called thrombocytes because they are the cells which have got a kind of a substance called thrombin, okay, a clotting substance called, a special substance called thrombin, thrombokinase, prothrombin, etc. So, it is called thrombocytes, okay. Now, what is the shape? It is oval in shape or round, some oval, some of them round in structure. It has no nucleus, non-nucleated, just it floats in the blood, okay. It just floats in the blood, it has no nucleus. RBC also does not have nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum and mitochondria. Then number is 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs per cubic millimeter, whereas here it is just 4,000 to 8,000 per cubic millimeter. RBC 4.5 in female, 5.4 in male million cubic per cubic millimeter. It is produced in megakaryocytes in red bone marrow. Now, what is megakaryocytes? Mega matlab bada, karyo matlab nucleus, okay, and cytes matlab cell. Now, these megakaryocytes are the large nucleated cells with large nucleus present in red bone marrow, and suppose this is your megakaryocytes, big with a big nucleus. It goes on budding off and producing your blood platelets, okay, and it is produced in your red bone marrow. Red bone marrow मतलब bone का अंदर में लाल कलर का substance है, उसको बोलते हैं red bone marrow. Lifespan 3 to 5 days. Here it is just 2 weeks, but neutrophils lives only for few hours. RBC lives longer time among all the blood cells, that is 120 days. And it is destroyed in spleen. Similarly, RBC is also, normally the blood cells are destroyed in liver and spleen. So, it is destroyed in spleen. Function is clotting of blood. Now, we go to the function clotting. How does this blood clotting takes place? Remember children, remember the step, it is easy, very easy. चलो अब दौड़ रहे, okay, वहाँ पे एक पत्थर में लग गया, खून निकल रहा है, okay, the blood is coming out. Do you think the blood is going on bleeding? No, it has to stop. It clots. So there is called bleeding time and CTBT. Okay, there is a thing called CTBT. That is, CT is your clotting time and BT is your bleeding time. Now the bleeding time or clotting time should not be more than 5 minutes. अगर 5 minutes से ज़्यादा आपका bleeding हो रहा है, उसका मतलब there is some problem with your system. You are suffering from vitamin K deficiency leading to hemophilia. Okay, you are suffering from a disease called the hemophilia. If the bleeding, suppose if you are getting a hurt and it's going on bleeding and bleeding and bleeding, it's not stopping within 5 minutes, you suffer from a disease called a hemophilia, which you have learned in the genetics chapter, which is a genetic disease. So, the clotting should be within 5 minutes, the bleeding should not cross 5 minutes. Suppose अब दौड़े यहाँ पे लग गया, खून निकल रहा है. Now how does it cool? Because there is an injury, the tissue has got disintegrated. Now when the tissue gets disintegrated, at that time the blood platelet is released. Now the blood platelets releases a protein called, a substance called, remember here I have written, a substance called, you see, injured tissue and the platelets. So platelets also is coming out. So immediately the platelets releases a substance called thromboplastin or thrombokinase. आजकल उसको बोलते हैं और एक नाम है factor X. Factor X. I repeat, the first step of blood clotting is at the site of injury. The blood platelets releases a substance called thromboplastin or thrombokinase or factor X. Now what do? This thromboplastin or thrombokinase or factor X, okay, in the presence of calcium ion converts the prothrombin, another protease substance, into thrombin. They are proteases into thrombin. Now thrombin in turn, in the presence of calcium ion, okay, in the presence of calcium ion converts a fibrinogen into fibrin. Okay, converts the fibrinogen into, in the presence of thrombin, okay, thrombin in the presence of calcium ion converts the fibrinogen into fibrin. Now what is fibrinogen? Is a protein. Thrombin, prothrombin are protease substances and that is an thromboplastin is an enzymatic substance. Now fibrin कुछ भी नहीं है, see, अब imagine करो bleeding हो रहा है, platelets निकल गया, blood platelet is releasing thromboplastin, वो तुरंत प्रोथ्रोम्बिन को थ्रोम्बिन बना दिया कैल्शियम का प्रेजेंस में. थ्रोम्बिन अगेन इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ कैल्शियम converting a fibrinogen which is a protein present in your plasma into fibrin. Now fibrin is nothing but a kind of thread like structure. तो I suppose यहाँ पे wounded हो गया, ऐसा network बन गया. Okay, now यहाँ पे hole है, okay, टोका है. Now इस hole में the WBC, RBC blood cells, okay, they come and get trapped. So automatically it is getting blocked. Okay. Now this is called clotting of blood. So then only the pani oozes out. Okay. Only the plasma oozes out, the blood cells gets trapped and thus it closes the injured part and that is how the bleeding stops. And this is called clotting of blood. I repeat, the function of blood platelet is blood clotting. First substance at the time at the site of injury, the platelet releases a protein called thromboplastin or thrombokinase. Okay, thromboplastin or factor, yes, thromboplastin or thrombokinase converts a prothrombin to thrombin in the presence of calcium ion. Now this thrombin again in the presence of calcium ion converts a fibrinogen into fibrin. Fibrin is nothing but fiber. You know fiber? Fiber is a thread like structure which forms a network. Just like your spider forms a network, for spider web, cobweb, it's called a cobweb in English. So just like the spider forms, you will see like that, it forms a network. Now this hole may RBC blood cells comes and gets trapped and the hole gets closed and thus clotting takes place. This is about the blood clotting. To repeat children, the third type of cellular element present in the blood is your blood platelet. Shape is oval or round and it is non-nucleated floating in the blood. Number 2 lakhs to 4 lakh per cubic millimeter WBC is just 4000 to 8000 per cubic millimeter, RBC 4.5 in female and 5.4 in male per cubic millimeter. Source megakaryocytes of red bone marrow. Again you see it's bone marrow. Ultimately it is in bone marrow. Thing is it's here in megakaryocytes. Lifespan 3 to 5 days, whereas WBC just 2 weeks and neutrophil just few hours, because अगर कुछ वायरस आ गया या बैक्टीरिया आ गया उसको झगड़ा करते करते 1 घंटा में मर जाता है या आधा घंटा में या. We now go to blood transfusion or blood group. Remember children, so far we learned about so many things. Why do we need circulatory system? What is the function of blood? What is the characteristics of blood? What are the 3 different types of fluid present? And about the blood we came, what is the composition of blood? The blood is composed of plasma and your cellular element. And we learned about the RBC, WBC, blood platelets. RBC we saw everything in detail. WBC so beautifully we said agranulocytes and granulocytes, and what are they? Remember, granulocytes are of 3 types. Agranulocytes of 2 types. You just remember AM. So, agranulocytes, monocytes. Automatically you will remember the pairing word is your lymphocytes. So, you will not forget. So, the monocytes and lymphocytes. Okay. And we learned about the blood platelets and its function. Now, we come to blood transfusion. Very interesting children and very easy. And blood transfusion and blood group. Now, you see, suppose someone meets with an accident. Okay, and immediately they have lost lot of blood. The first thing they may ask, the blood is, we need blood. Or suppose someone has to undergo an operation and they check the hemoglobin blood count and blood, how much blood. If the blood is less, they say we need blood. So immediately we run around looking for a person who has with a similar blood group. And if we obtain, then transfusion of blood takes place. Okay, transferring of blood from one person to another is called transfusion. The blood transfusion takes place. For an example, like I am A positive. Suppose you are B positive. I cannot give you blood. Okay, I cannot give you blood. Suppose you are A positive. I can give you blood. You can give me blood. I will tell you why it is. Okay, so only a specific person can give, a specific group of person only can give blood, and then all cannot give blood to everybody. It should be matching. I will tell you what it is. Okay. Now, in our RBC, we have learned just now about RBC. In our RBC, on the surface of an RBC, okay, we have an antigen called, antigen. We have antigen present on the surface of our RBC, which is called autoantigen. Remember children, I missed telling you one thing. Now we learned about antibody is nothing but protein. It's a protein which finds again, which goes and the protein functions like this. Suppose let's take Mycobacterium virus. Let's take virus. Okay. Now let's take suppose HIV virus. The HIV virus is like this. Okay, the HIV virus is like this, suppose. Now suppose it has gotten to person A. Now what will our antibody recognizes? It will produce, lymphocytes will produce antibody. Like some antibody will not be fitting into everything. They have highly configuration. Only the antibody which has a shape of this kind will be able to come and attack this virus, because they will have a lock and key mechanism. Now I suppose I give to Didi, Seema Didi, I tell suppose go and open in class to classroom. She cannot open with all the key, she has to have a specific key fitting into that particular lock. Just like that, now this key is only will fit into this head. So this is your antigen part and this is your antibody part, which is called antigen-antibody interaction. I repeat children, please, this is important for you to understand. Antibody, all the antibody will not be going fighting against all the antigens. Now antigen is nothing but the foreign body. The protein part of this virus is called antigen. The protein part of bacteria is called antigen, which really causes infection. It is the protein part of the be it bacteria, be it virus, be it fungi, which causes the disease. So the protein, the disease causing protein part of the bacteria is called antigen, or the bacteria which causes disease is called your antigen. It is nothing but the protein. I repeat, antigen is protein. The disease causing part of the protein, the part of the bacteria or virus is called your antigen. Antigen is nothing but protein. So यहाँ पे ये वाला प्रोटीन है, प्लीज ध्यान से देखो, ये वाला प्रोटीन है ना, ये वाला इसको बोलते हैं, जो फॉरेन वाला प्रोटीन को बोलते हैं एंटीजन. फॉरेन बॉडी में जो प्रोटीन है उसको एंटीजन, क्योंकि ये वाला डिसीज कॉजिंग करता है. नाउ यहाँ पे हम लोग को WBC who produces antibody, the lymphocytes. So जो एंटीबॉडी लिम्फोसाइट प्रोड्यूस करता है, सब वाला यहाँ पे आकर फिटिंग नहीं होगा. जो इसके लिए स्पेसिफिक है वो कल आकर इसमें लॉक एंड की करेगा, लॉक कर देगा. तो यहाँ डायरेक्ट आएगा, यहाँ पे पूरा झगड़ा होगा, यहाँ पे लॉक कर देगा. तो लॉक करने से ये वाला आगे मूव कर नहीं सकेगा. तो यहाँ पे इन लोग इंटरेक्ट करते 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 डिजॉल्व करते इसको डिस्ट्रॉय कर देगा. तो ये वाला पार्ट रहने से भी नो प्रॉब्लम, लेकिन ये वाला पार्ट डिस्ट्रॉय करने से वी आर फ्री फ्रॉम डिजीजेस. Okay, now this is called, so the antibody is produced by the body to fight against antigen. Now antigen is not normally the protein, the part of the disease causing this one, but in our case in RBC there is an antigen which is called auto antigen. Remember what is it called? Auto antigen. मतलब it is present in our body, it is recognized in exo. ये वाला antigen it's a protein, बट हम लोग का बॉडी इसको एक्सेप्ट करेगा क्योंकि हम लोग का बॉडी का अंदर है. उन लोग रिकग्नाइज किया कि ये वाला एंटीजन आरबीसी में है, ये बॉडी के लिए हेल्पफुल है, बेनिफिशियल है, इसको हम लोग को जाके अटैक नहीं करना है. सो एंटीबॉडी दो प्रोड्यूस्ड विल नॉट गो ऑन अटैक दिस, बट आई विल टेल यू हाउ इट इज. सो I told you antigen. Now there are two type of antigen, antigen A and antigen B present on the surface. So you have antigen A, you have, okay, you have the antigen A, you have the antigen B. Now this is blood group, children, this is blood group, okay. Antigen B, you have, remember, antigen A and antigen B, okay, and here you have no antigen. Look here, children. Now this refers to blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, blood group O. Normally we have, human beings have got, there are 4 different categories of human being having blood group, a group having blood group A, another group having blood group B, another group having blood group A and AB and O. We know very well, okay. Now like for example, I am A positive, okay, student B may be B, or student C will be AB, student D will be O group. Now how does the group is being designed? Now always when you go for a blood test, especially the blood grouping, you will always have A positive, B positive, AB positive, O positive, or A negative, AB negative, B negative and A negative. Now what does this indicate? I will tell you. First let me be clear with how this is blood group A, B, AB and O. I told you there is 2 sets of antigen on the surface of RBC, which means the surface of my RBC has antigen A, okay. Suppose a student B is having B, blood group B. So the surface of his RBC will have antigen B. Suppose student C is having blood group AB, he will have both antigen A as well as antigen B. Suppose student D is blood group O, he will have neither antigen A nor antigen B. Now in my case, I have antigen A, but I will have antibody B, okay. Similarly, the person with the blood group B will have antibody A. The person with the blood group AB will not have any antibody, whereas the person with the blood group O will have no antibody, okay. The person with the blood group will have here no antigen, let me write, no antigen here, okay. Here they will have antibody A and B. I hope you understand A and B. I told you, please try to listen and understand, children. The surface of RBC has got two sets of antigen A and B. Some persons will have only antigen A, some persons will have only antigen B, some persons will have both antigen A and B, some persons will not have any antigen. Basing on that, the blood group is being designed. The person with antigen A will have antibody B. The person with antigen B will have antibody A. The person with antigen A and B will not have, I will tell you why it is. Antibody, no antibody, whereas a person not having, there are persons who do not have antigen at all on the surface. They will have antibody A and B in the RBC. Now how? Why not antibody A, why antibody B? Because antigen A and antibody A, they will not be able to live together. अगर उन लोग एक साथ आ गया तो उन लोग एक साथ इंटरैक्ट करके एक दूसरे को मारा देगा, ब्लड सेल्स को मारा देगा. It will lead to clumping of blood cells leading to death of a person. Okay, I repeat, a person with antigen A will not have antibody A because if they have antibody A and antigen A, they will come together, they will not accept each other, they will clump together, they will combat with each other, they will fight with each other, kill one another, leading to the clotting of blood, clumping of blood cells and death of a person. Now that is called that is why the person with antigen A will not have antibody A, instead he will have antibody B, because antigen A and antibody A cannot coexist. A simple sentence, antigen A and antibody A by nature they cannot coexist. Only antigen A and antibody B can coexist. Similarly, suppose the person is B, he will have antibody A because B and B cannot coexist. Antibody A and antibody B, antigen A and antibody A cannot coexist. Antibody B and antigen B and antibody B cannot coexist. So the person with antigen B will have antibody A. Here, the person with antigen A and B will not have, because by chance यहाँ पे antibody A हो जाने से इसके साथ clumping होगा. By chance antibody B रहने से इसके साथ. So अच्छा है, दोनों नहीं है. Okay? So because no antibody, they can live, but with the same antigen, same category of antigen A and antibody B, they cannot coexist. So they have no antibody. Similarly, here they have no antigen, so they have both antibody A and B, and that is how blood group A, B, AB and O are designed. Okay? I have, my blood group is A positive, meaning I have on the surface of RBC of mine self, I have antigen A and antibody B. Suppose Sanjay sir is B positive. Sir, what is your blood group, sir? Suppose if it is B positive, he will have antigen B and antibody A. Okay. Suppose Sister Raziama is A and blood group AB, her group is AB, she will have no antibody. Suppose Sister Jagrani is blood group O, she will have no antigen but antibody A and B, because remember children, antigen A and antibody A cannot coexist, okay, by nature. Next we come to why this. Often when we go for blood tests, we have my blood is A positive, okay. Suppose someone else may be B positive, someone else may be A negative. How does this positive and negative, what does this positive and negative indicate? You know children, there is in our blood, there is a factor called Rhesus factor. Now it has got the name Rhesus, okay, R-H-E, okay, S-A-S. It has got the name Rhesus. Is a monkey, an African monkey. It's a factor, it's a protein. First time it was discovered in a monkey called Rhesus. So this factor has got a name Rhesus, and we too have that factor called Rhesus factor. And those of us who have Rhesus factor in our blood, we are called the positive. And those of us who do not have the Rhesus factor, Rh factor, otherwise is called negative. My blood is A positive because my RBC has got antigen A, antibody B and Rhesus factor 2. Because of that, my blood group is A positive. Now what happens? Suppose if that factor is not in the blood, that person is called negative. A negative or B negative or O negative or AB negative. Now what does this affect? How does this affect? Now suppose I am negative. Okay, suppose I am A negative, suppose, but in reality I am A positive. Suppose I am A negative. I met with an accident or I have to undergo an operation, I need blood. Now you will look for blood for me. Now you have to look blood for me, okay. Suppose you have looked A group, but it happened to be A positive, but you remember I am A negative. Now what happens is, the first transfusion कुछ नहीं होगा, no problem, लेकिन मेरा बॉडी जो है WBC जो है वो वाला रिकग्नाइज किया कि वो RH फैक्टर का एज अ फॉरेन बॉडी, क्योंकि वो वाला चीज मेरा अंदर में नहीं था, बाहर से आया है. So they will think it's a kind of actually this Rhas's factor is a kind of an antigen factor. Okay, so my body has already recognized it, and so antibody is produced against it. At the first transfusion वो लोग कुछ नहीं करेगा, it will be mild. लेकिन second transfusion आ गया तो तुरंत जो antibody already produced just like vaccination produce हुआ है, वो जाकर अटैक करेगा ये RH factor. ओके जो है जब मेरा ब्लड का अंदर में आएगा तो वो लोग करके वो लोग झगड़ा होके ब्लड क्लम्बिंग होके इट विल लीड टू डेथ, lead to my death. Now that is how a person with A negative cannot receive A positive blood. A person with B negative cannot receive B positive blood. A person with AB negative cannot receive blood from neither A nor B, neither of them with positive, because that factor will be recognized by my body as a foreigner, because मेरा body के अंदर में वो नहीं है. Okay, that's it. But how does this affect? Okay, in day to day life it's okay, fine, we can manage. Suppose a person gets married, a woman gets with an RH negative, suppose a woman with A negative gets married to a person with A positive, okay, and it so happens the baby conceived in the womb of the mother happened to be A positive. Remember, the mother is A negative, the child is A positive, and the blood is going up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. Now, in this case, it's not an issue because it's a factor, it's a foreign body. I mean, the blood of the mother is going and coming and this one. But if the child happened to be A negative and the mother is A positive, and the rhesus factor goes to the baby, the blood of the baby, the WBC of the baby will recognize the antigen coming from that RH factor coming from the mother's blood into the baby, the growing baby will recognize it as a foreign body, and then they will get clumped and the baby will born. Normally the first baby is usually born because first time it's the system, second time suppose sometimes first is okay, sometimes first is also failure, but if it doesn't match, if it doesn't accept, the blood clumps, the baby will be born dead, which is called erythroblastosis. Okay, which is called erythroblastosis, which is not in your book, but sometime they'll ask you what is erythroblastosis, give reason. Now it's clearly given in the book, children, you can go through. So that is how RH negative factor and RH positive factor is very, very important. A person with a negative cannot receive positive because that RH factor will be recognized as a foreign body and it will clump and the blood will clot leading to the death of a person. Similarly, if the baby happened to be, the baby conceived in the womb of the mother happened to be, negative and the blood of the mother happened to be A positive, if the positive factor is going into the blood of the baby, growing baby, it will identify as a foreign body and it will clump and the baby will be dead, born dead, which is called erythroblastosis. So this is about the blood group and blood transfusion. With these we complete the first half of the chapter. Tomorrow I teach you about the heart, circulatory system, hepatic portal system, etc. Have a nice day.